If you were anything like me, you're just thinking dogs, yeah, dogs were a good idea on paper. And you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. And I'm really, really thankful for you being here today. It was one of those days where I'm like, okay, so I should be going on vacation. I really shouldn't do a show today. And then it was, we're not going on vacation because we have a dog that we're putting down. And I was like, do I do a show? I got to do a show. I got to hang out. I got to talk to my people. And because Sunday is a very, very big day in our outdoor world. And I'm excited to share some of those kind of tips and tricks. I want to get to you before I go off to the wild blue yonder for a couple of days. Here's what's going on. If any of that means anything, I'm your host, Mike Russell. I appreciate you being here. This is a weird day for me because in about 2 hours, Queen Bee and I were supposed to be jumping on a plane to Las Vegas and just take a few days off, just not even worry about the world. And just, after the banquet we put on and then just life in general, just get away. And not do silly gambling stuff. Just be by the pool, maybe see a couple of shows. Life's good. Well, then, as my father always said, life happens when you're making other plans. And so this issue of life happened. So we will be putting my man Sabbath down. Sabbath is a 10, almost 11-year-old black lab. And he's just done. He's out of gas for life. He has an enlarged heart. He's got a lot of things going on. So we're going to stay here. And we're not going to Vegas. And we're making it's the right thing to do. But the worker bee in me said, okay, I'm going to be doing shows the rest of the week. And then the Rob Hunter in me said, you know what? No, dude, it's time. It is time to take a day or two off. And so we're still going to take a day or two off. And we'll be back on Monday. But I want to talk about the dog thing on Monday because I really want to flesh it out. You understand how deep in you all know this. I mean, it's a dog. It's a family member. So I'm going to let this play out and we can talk about it on Monday because I want to talk about it on Monday with you because you're my people. But we also have in the middle of that, or not even in the middle, on the tail end of that, we have dove season. That's right. My favorite time of year, my favorite 2 weeks of the year is dove season. And so we got to talk about dove season. If I'm not going to get to talk to you before dove season starts, which starts on Sunday, and it's pretty rad that it starts on the Sunday because I've always advocated for the beginning of dove season, which is always September 1st, advocated it to be a national holiday. I'm telling you. Yes. Yes, I'm telling you, Brendan, thank you for that. Yeah, it's just brutal. And especially for a guy like me who has a kind of a different vibe on death. So we're going to chat about that on Monday. We're definitely going to dig into that. But I appreciate that. And I'm sorry Jew had to go through that. Totally lame. But we do have we have Sunday coming up. Sunday wasn't even a thought to me because here was my plan. Queen Bee and I were going to go to Vegas and we were going to have our fun. And we get back like Saturday evening, something like that. I was like, look, opening day is going to be crazy. There's going to be a ton of people out there. I'm just going to sit opening day out, kind of recharge, get ready for Monday, go out early Monday morning when nobody's out there, when not a lot of people out there, and have a good time, knock out hopefully a limited dove down, and then come back in, do the show. We pick up from there. That was my plan. That was the strategy behind this. And then I decided, well, I'm just going to go ahead and still do shows. And then I decided, no, I'm going to take the days off, get my life in order, my garage in order, my businesses in order, and make sure that everything is okay, especially and most importantly, Queen Bee is okay and everyone is good. And that was my take a few days to do that. Then I get a call from my buddy last night, and Queen Bee gets a call from my buddy last night, our buddy. From the NRA. What are we doing for opening day? I didn't even say the words. But in my mind, it's like, I wasn't planning on doing anything for opening day because of, everything I just talked about that led up to this. What's up, Rhonda? So I was like, okay, so we're putting a dog down. We're going to kind of get life in kind of reset in this whole thing. Opening day wasn't really even a thought because it was going to be on a Sunday and everybody and their uncle's going to be out there shooting dove. So with that, okay, Now I got to do this. Now we have representation from, and now we have representation from Game and Fish is going to be there. Representation from the NRA is going to be there. Representation from, I don't even know what I don't even know what company was sent, but he said, I'm bringing this guy from this. Yes. And I thought, okay, well, this is, we'll, whatever, we'll work it out. So my NRA buddy, Travis, he said, hey, listen, well, afterwards we'll go out and we'll go to my house in Scottsdale and we'll go ahead and we'll cook up this and dove poppers and some pronghorn that I shot, all this stuff. Right. And I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to. I don't want to go hunting all morning and then drive to Scottsdale, have a barbecue, which a post-hunt male barbecue, there is alcohol involved. And it's just, it is what it is. And then fly and then drive all the way back to Goodyear. So I'm like, I'm gonna, no way. Then it dawned on me, and the dummy in me said, I'm on the way. My house is on the way back for all of y'all. Everybody involved, my house is on the way back. I'm just off I-10 in the West Valley. My house is like right there. Well, you guys come over here. Everybody just, okay, all along line. Okay, I'm in. I'm like, oh, son of a biscuit. Now I'm hosting opening day, and I just learned this moments ago. I'm hosting opening day post-hunt, like, food. And, I mean, it's really cool because, I mean, you're done by, like, 8 o'clock, like at the latest, 8:30, you're done hunting. So, getting out here, it's basically a brunch is what it is, and then we can move on from there. But obviously, these people that I dig and we'll make it happen. But, I have Queen Bee's listening. Sorry, dear. So yeah, anyway, that's oh, you're in Flagstaff right now, Rhonda? Right on. Okay, all right. So Brendan asked this. So let's get to this, shall we? Oh, I'm so excited. For the next 2 weeks, guys, we really are. It's a big thing to me. Dove season is my favorite season. I love dove hunting. I get laughed at by so many people in the hunting community because it's my favorite. I love it. What up, Grizz? Gonna need some additional details on what is included in a dove popper. I am going to cook dove poppers in probably 4 or 5 different ways through the season, and we are going to have those together. We're going to talk about those and how they work. I would say that ounce for ounce of dove meat taken during dove season, poppers are the number one. I mean, not even close is the way you prepare them. Dove is really good. Dove is a it's a darker meat. It's got a little liverish vibe to it, and if it's cooked properly, it's fantastic. And so hold your ears if you don't like this, but medium is the most you want to cook. Medium rare, best you want to cook. It's not a dirty meat. It's not a poultry. It's not chicken. You have to cook it through. You cook it like you cook red meat. So what a lot of people do, and where dove poppers came along, is the use of bacon in cooking game meat. And I'm talking about all game meat, because bacon has the fat that can render into meat that does not have a lot of fat. Game meat is so very healthy, has very little fat, although fat isn't bad for you, but in my opinion, but it's a super recognized as a super healthy, nutrient dense meat. Bacon was used to wrap, so when it was cooking, it would have some moisture that bacon fat would render into the meat, and it wouldn't overcook. Where people get so out of their minds is they take dove meat, they put it in cream cheese and a jalapeno, half of a jalapeno, wrap that in bacon, and throw that on the grill. Here's where we have our problem. And I'm being so sincere when I say this, guys. It's a very, very big thing. Here's where we have our problem. You have to cook bacon for a good amount of time on the grill. Inside, that sliver, kind of half a dove breast for a whole boat, I call it a boat, the half a jalapeno, is cooking to shoe leather at that point. Basically, you are nothing. You really are. You're doing nothing but tasting bacon and cream cheese at that point. So there are several different ways that I cook that I cook dove poppers, and one of those is I pre-cook the bacon. I get the bacon right where it's about to. It's really thinking about getting crispy. It's like, whoo, I'm thinking about it. I want to do it, but then no. So you let them cool off to the side. Then you use those to wrap the jalapeno with the slight amount of cream cheese in there and the dove meat. And I mean high heat. You go ahead and crisp that bacon up super quick, and by that time the dove is done and not overdone, and then all of those flavors get to meld together, kind of dance. Yeah, that's why I love it. So I don't over cream cheese. I do not over jalapeno. I want people to taste the bacon. I want the salty bacon. I want people to taste the actual dove itself. Right? You've never had dove. Rhonda says she never had dove. A lot of people haven't had dove. If they have dove, I'm telling you, 8 times out of 10 has been on a dove popper. I love dove everything. I just do. I love it. Pigeons, by the way, are the largest, basically the biggest of the dove family. So if you take a pigeon breast, it looks like a fillet. You cut into it. It looks, if it's cooked properly, it looks like a fillet. Every other country in the world calls it squab. It's a delicacy. Here we're like, oh, we're not eating those sky rats. I've had a lot of pigeon. It's fantastic. Tastes the same. Your Eurasian dove, which are the you've seen them. They look very very light gray in color, and they've got a black band around their neck. Those are Eurasian doves. They're called banded collar doves. They are invasive. You can hunt them year round, no limit. Fantastic. So delicious. And it's a red meat. My buddy John Odell from formerly from your Arizona Game and Fish Department, he is a competitive game chef. He made gyros with the pigeons that we went out and shot one day. Fantastic. Yeah. Not too far from quail. Okay, not too far from quail. I would say that Brennan, if he said that that dove are not too far from quail, but a bit darker. I don't think they're, at least in quail, there's that kind of that little pungent little livery kind of vibe under it. And if it's cooked well with the right stuff, it's fantastic. Rhonda, don't worry. Y'all with this, y'all never had stuff. I got you. Do not worry about that. This is going to be a fun season. I love that we're doing in streaming. I love that I have nothing tethered to me, that I'm never told that I can't do something. We're going to actually take Rosie Romero from Rosie on the House. We're going to take his mom, who had a fast, we're take his mother's recipe, excuse me, take his mom. We're going to take his mom. His mother's recipe for pecan encrusted quail. And I'm going to show you how to cook that up. So trust me, we're going to have a good season of good stuff. And I got to tell you, outside of that, in my excitement and my enthusiasm for dove hunting, I think it is truly the easiest and best way to get somebody exposed to hunting in general. I mean, think about it. As far as the optics are concerned, it seems that a ever increasing portion of society sees hunters as kind of these Yosemite Sam, bloodthirsty. If it's brown, it's down. If it flies, it dies. Kind of just jerks. That's not who we are. I like to take people during dove season that just don't even want to dove hunt. And if y'all want to talk about this, let's please talk about this. If you guys want to get up super early and head out to the West Valley, I'd be more than happy to take you. But here's the gig. We stop, maybe get Rudy's breakfast tacos. We have coffee. And when we get to the spot, there's never, ever a time where we're just getting to the spot and we're running out with firearms. Get out of the truck, mill around, sip coffee, lean on the truck, the side of the truck bed and chat, talk, laugh. And even first light comes around and it's legal to start shooting at that point. But it's like, it's kind of hanging out. And then you go out and you take some dove and everything's good. And you realize that, these people are really doing it the right way. And then afterwards, you kind of tailgating it a little bit, maybe having some more coffee, maybe, hell, I don't know. You can put the guns away. Maybe we're having a Bloody Mary or something. Just enjoying life, just hanging out and talking, because the actual take of an animal is such a small part, such a tiny little sliver of what hunting is all about. And it's the truth of the matter. So when people that don't hunt go on a dove hunt, and I think that's one of the keys, like a dove hunt is really, really ideal for that. You're like, oh my gosh, these guys just went and killed some. Yeah. Not who we are. And then maybe they go, hey, listen, do you mind if I take a shot? Okay. Do you have a license? Do you have a migratory bird stamp? Then yes, you can. And by the way, if you do want to go dove hunting, it is a relatively inexpensive endeavor. You have to go to the Game and Fish website, azgfd.gov, and buy a license so you can get a hunting fishing combo for an entire year. By the way, if you have a kid under 18 years old, it's $5. But you have to get a migratory bird stamp. That is the biggest thing. I think it's $5 or $7, but you have to get a migratory bird stamp. It's not a physical stamp. They just call it a stamp because that's what they've always called it. It's just added to your license. Okay, I love this. I love this question here, man. What is my go-to shotgun for dove hunts? I hope you're talking about caliber, because I had my whole life, all I wanted was, my whole hunting life, all I wanted was a Browning Satori over under. I wanted a Browning Satori over under so bad I couldn't afford it. It's like $2,500 firearm. And I was like, I just can't justify, I just can't. And so I finally ended up getting one, found a great deal on one and got one used. And then I had my second brain surgery. I haven't been able to fire that thing yet. So I went up to the Beretta A400s. And then that has something called a kickoff. So it lowers the recoil on my cheek by 40%. So those are the actual shotguns that I use. But caliber, it depends. It really depends. I mean, if you're dealing with 20 versus 12 gauge, I just don't like to track. I know a 12 gauge is going to knock that bird down, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to breast it out anyway. It's not a big deal. But I want it to just boom. 20. I've limited out with both. I prefer my 12s, but that is it. 20 gauge is a lot of people get out there with like 16 gauge, 14 gauge, and I'm like, I don't want to pay that much for ammo. I really don't, because I'm not that great of a shot. I can go through 2 boxes pretty easily to limit out. Now, the limits are something that we want to talk about. If you do want to dove hunt, make sure you get your dove license. Make sure you have the migratory bird stamp. That is a very big, your hunting license, excuse me. And you have the migratory bird stamp. So the migratory bird stamp shows that you're really in the game. So if you make a boo-boo and maybe take down a bird that with your bird ID isn't so great, take down a bird that isn't a dove, there's a lot of leniency from your Arizona Game and Fish Department when they're like, this was in your bag. This is not a dove. So get that. And then you have a limit. You have a limit of 15 dove. 15 right out of the gate. You have 15 day one. You 15 the next day, 15 the third day, 15. Just keep getting 15 every day if you want. 15 is a lot. 15 is a lot of doing. I will tell you this. Mossberg 500 isn't, okay. I'll tell you this. I went out, I took my buddy Cooper out. He's the son of the new Deadpool movie's out. He's in Deadpool 2. Just his voice, because he's a news guy. And his dad is in a world where Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Yeah, that's his dad. But I took him out and I said, dude, you got a shotgun? He said, yeah, I got a 12 gauge shotgun. I said, rock on. Nice on. Let's go. And we get to the spot. He goes in his trunk. He pulls out this sawed off 12 gauge. I was like, are you bleeping kidding me? What are you going to do with that? You're going to hip shoot him? You're going to intimidate him? What are you going to do? What are you going out here hunting gangsta style? Kid knocked down 11 of 15. It's like, okay. So, yeah. Little too much. Yeah, if you're out there shooting with your, your 300 Win Mag, it's frowned upon. It really is. Holy mackerel. But make sure you do that. 15 is your limit. White wing and mourning dove. Now, understand this, please. Oh, by the way, and of course, like I said, Euros are just, you can shoot as many as you want of those. Pigeons, as many as you want of them. But when you're out there hunting, if you want to shoot white wing, you can only shoot white wing this season. So it's a 2-week season, and then the season kicks back up around Thanksgiving. It goes away and kicks back around Thanksgiving. When it changes in Thanksgiving is you can't shoot white wing dove. So there. Yeah, right. But if you do, you're like, okay, call it in. Be like, hey, listen, guys, I knocked down a white wing. Didn't mean to. My bad. So sorry. They're like, okay, dude, no big deal. Okay? Because in all of the hunting, all around the world, and dove are migratory birds. They are all around the world. And all of the hunting, we barely scratch the surface on population every single season of dove season. barely scratched the surface on population. So, you know, if you're like, okay, I screwed up, took with that, or I took 16 instead of 15, you know, just call it in and be like, hey, this is what I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I've shot too close before. I have. And we call that air dressing. Yeah. We just, when the doves, okay, didn't have to defeather that one because there's only one feather left. I actually shot pretty sure it was a dove. It was a dove. Yeah, it was a dove. That's a dove. A wing was left. It came at me. So no 270. When I gotta go to 270 for dove. But if it came at me, I mean, it was right there. And I just turned around and, well, we found a wing. Yeah. So I've done that before. But I counted that towards my limit. I'm a good doobie. And I counted that towards my limit. I didn't limit out that day, but still had 10 and we were good. Here's one of the biggest keys that I want to throw at you guys who go dubs. And by the way, holler at me. Mike at gomikerussell.com. That is my email address. Mike at gomikerussell.com. And we can see if we can work out some sort of cool thing. If you want to be a super duper schmooper cool volunteer, a week from this Saturday out at Robbins Butte and Buckeye, they have the youth dove hunt, which is wild. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. If you just want to go check it out, it is just too cool. It is 50 to 75 kids on a shooting line. And you say, that doesn't sound safe. Totally safe. Took intern Sarah. Oh, had to have been 15 years ago to this event. Yeah, about 15 years ago to this event. This is her first hunting experience. It is so much fun because these dove, in the pattern that they in the basically the place that they put these kids up in, there's a pattern the dove fly in, and it's right down the chute. Oh my gosh. You see these kids, they pop, 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 pop. These birds are like, woohoo, woohoo. And they make it through. Not one kid hits them. And it's the funniest thing ever. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, but it's fun to see, fun to watch, fun to be a part of. If you want to know what dove hunting is all about. But anyway, I think one of the biggest keys to dove hunting is one shot. One take, one bird. Like, so if you shoot a dove, one of the most challenging things that you are going to deal with in that is that you have to watch where that bird downs. You need to go get that bird. Okay. If you're like me, you have two kids that are very little and didn't want to hunt, so they're the bird dogs. They go get it. But you got to get that bird. While going to get that bird, you are going to see several dove pass you in shooting range. Don't you? Go get the bird. Go get the bird. And then get back reset. There's plenty of dove. Plenty of dove going to be coming to and fro, two and something. I don't know here. Say I don't even have a cup. I told y'all, dig to the Starbucks coffee. I wasn't lying, dude. I'm going back and forth. So you're going to see plenty of dove. Don't take second shots and say, oh no, I know where that's going to land. And then I'll say the ultimate goal. I've seen it several times on video. I've seen it once in person, and unfortunately it was Tequila Jim, and I've never forgiven him since because he's done it and I haven't. I have come this close, damn it, this close to hitting a bird coming towards me, and you catch it. I cannot impress upon that's hole in one hard to do. Like people say, I've been golfing my whole life, never had a hole in one. I've been golfing since I was 7 years old, never had a hole in one. Doing that takes so many factors and you win. I actually saw Jim do it. I had one. I mean, I jumped up. It was off the fingertips. It hit my fingertips. And and it wouldn't have been too sexy either. I mean, I was like jumping, big fat dad bod trying to get off the ground, but my 2-inch vertical, but I would have caught the damn thing. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. All right. So, okay, Rhonda, don't tease me like that. So hopefully it's out here on the website. West Side. I think I need to meet up at a pub in the future. You know a place. What's the place you're talking about? I want to know what you're talking about. Is it out there? Is it the Co-op? The Desert Rose? Is it the Filiberto Sports Bar out in the West Valley? PTSD from that one. I don't know if it was PTSD or just thanking God every time we get in there. And thank you, God. By the grace of God, go I. That I made it home after these types of things. But I say we should get a type of event together. If we can't get it together this time, maybe a second half of the season kind of thing, where maybe 3 or 4 of us go out there at a time and we do it and we make it happen. We just go out there and have some fun and hang out and and hopefully maybe one of us is good enough a shot to get a dove. It's people. I get such cocky people during dove season. They're like, I limit out every single time I go. I'm the greatest shot. Okay. These things are shooting 40 miles an hour past you. Okay. Zooming past you. It ain't the easiest thing you're ever going to do in your life. Not the easiest to do. But a little bit of healing after the hunt, healing the ego through IPAs and whatnot is a fantastic idea. It truly is a great idea. So yeah, we can definitely start talking again. Mike at GoMikeRussell.com. Y'all can just email me anytime, and we can work out something. Something would be kind of fun. Yeah. Like I said, we have 2 weeks this time, and then it's like a 5-week season in the second half around the holidays. So we have a lot of time. We can get it out there when it's not blazing hot and just have a good time and enjoy it. But always 59th in Union Hills, the local 59th in Union Hills. That's out there. Union Hills. Wait, was it Union Hills? Union Hills, back when I was at Apollo, back in the early 90s. That was where we had our desert parties. Was it Union Hills? I think it was. Yeah, it was way out there in the desert. Yes, I'm 49 years old. So yes, back in the early 90s. There was nothing out there. There was nothing at Union Hills. I've been out there a hot minute. Okay, 59th Union Hills. All right. Or, I mean, like I said, we want to go loco. If we want to go, and not loco, want to go crazy. We can do it out there in Buckeye, where we're out in Arlington, where we go dove hunting and go out to some real. The co-op was for sale for a hot minute. The co-op out there in the West Valley, they actually have a bunkhouse. They're like, dude, you've had too much to drink. You ain't driving into town. Bunkhouse, yeah. And they have a rodeo arena as well. Don't think I'm going to land you guys in a strip mall for the love of it. Jeez Louise. Mm-hmm. Was it? I don't know what you said there, Lynn. Yeah, used to. Yeah, it sounds more Midwesty, like used to could. But yeah, I'll check out the local. I'll see what that's all about. But yeah, we definitely need to hook up for drinks anyway. I mean, maybe I'll even bring Robbie out there, and we'll just kind of see if we can just kind of hang out. All right. So here's the plan. Again, my kiddo, my people, I love you guys so much. You guys are so much fun to me. You guys are my tribe. You're my peeps. I'm taking tomorrow and Friday off. We are putting Sab down tonight. And it's going to kind of be, something that I want to let flesh out over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, chat with you about on Monday, and just kind of, talk about this, kind of hunting dogs, and, when they got to go, when you got to say goodbye to them, and we'll talk about it. Because I want you all to understand, it isn't going to be oh, poor Mike and the dog type of show. It's going to be, Mike's got a really weird view of death. So we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. Maybe get Mike some therapy. I don't know. But my job is being there for Queen Bee and the girls the next couple of days. And I'm going to take that time to really revamp this show, revamp the End of the News, formerly the Bromance, and Russell and Hunter. And so do a lot of work on everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Rhonda, you don't have to hunt. That's the greatest part about it. Maybe you missed that part of it. I take a lot of hunters out that won't even touch a shotgun. Not at all. But they love to sit there and sip coffee and chat, and oh, you got one. All right. Yeah. Just kind of celebrate the success and then celebrate the food afterwards. Mm-hmm. I am not Dexter. No, I have an odd view of death. I do not cause. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Maybe we'll have to get into that. Maybe. Oh, I watched that show, whatever was going on. I didn't watch the entire thing. But there was that super skinny brunette detective that just drove me nuts. She was just off-putting to me and made me not want to watch the show. Or maybe she was a sister, or I forget the character, but I was like, it made me not want to watch the show. But I do know what you're talking about. I'm not that kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I appreciate that, Rhonda. It's actually Queen Bee's pup. I've been hospice dad for over a year. So my job has been spoiling the living bejesus out of that dog. And I think I've done a damn good job of it. So last night he had another bison marrow bone. How many of your dogs get bison marrow bones? Yeah, exactly. Kid was spoiled. But anyway, all right. Love you all. Thank you all for allowing me to take a couple days off. We're going to recap, reconvene, excuse me, on Monday at 11 right here on The Go Show. Have a great end of your week. Have a great weekend. And we'll always celebrate all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. Have a great one, everybody. Thanks for